Hey everybody, Dr. Phil here. So this is going to be a video on investigating MIS. Now, of course, MIS stands for Management Information Systems. So think about, what systems do firms use to, gain competitive advantage and also to keep competitive advantage. This is kind of the realm and the domain of MIS. So MIS formally refers to the intersection of technology, people, and processes in organizations and businesses. So kind of what we were just saying. It relates to all aspects of businesses and how to maximize the strengths of a business through the use of technology and information. So think about the juxtaposition of those two components. So MIS lie at the conjunction of people, businesses, and ideas. Everyone in business depends on an information system, and that's absolutely true. Um, as the advancements in technology have accelerated, so too have the capabilities of management information systems. So, over the years, we've seen this proliferation of the advent and proliferation of technology. Things like microcomputing, chips. Think about like what Intel produced, for example, and just ever faster processing power of computers, so on and so forth. It's helping businesses do more, and frankly do more with less, do more than they've ever been able to do. So what are cloud servers? So cloud computing, this is probably a term you may have heard of it, you may be familiar with it. Cloud computing refers to accessing computer resources through the internet. This means that any internet capable device can access powerful computing capability that is available online. So it doesn't really matter where you are. You can get in, you can log in, and you can work, you can do what you need to do. So what are some of the benefits of cloud computing? Most large companies use over 100 terabytes, which is just an astronomical, just an unimaginable amount of stored data. Cloud computing allows users to access virtual apps such as database software, but again through the internet. So they don't have to be in any one location to access it. In addition, cloud computing allows users to access virtual application software, such as database software, through the internet. Now, with respect to transaction processing systems, sometimes this is in business can be referred to as TPS, transaction processing systems. So the revolution in personal computers that developed in the 1990s. Think about the advent of the Apple Macintosh. Now we just say the Mac. Microsoft, Bill Gates, Dell, so on and so forth. So the revolution in personal computers that developed in the 1990s allowed for far more capable point of sale systems. As well as hardware advancements, the requirement to meet the needs of such a diverse group of end users made these point of sale systems one of the most complex software design challenges ever devised. So what about what we call mobile POS stations? So the development of commercially available mainframe computers allowed large retailers to transition from traditional cash registers to electronic point-of-sale systems that offered centralized management and provided much more information for managers. So of course, that's a good thing, right? That's more data that's being collected, which can be used to help us make data-driven decisions, um, and help us hopefully gain a competitive advantage through such systems. So these mainframes could control up to 128 point of sale stations. So the guiding condition, the need for accurate transaction processing drove technology. These mainframe sales station systems were the first available client server and local area networks, providing P2P or peer-to-peer communication and simultaneous backup. Now, the driving technology, the benefits and the market potential for this technology resulted in IBM's development of smaller microcomputers capable of operating up to 8 POS stations for smaller businesses. Now, this may be a term you've heard of, decision support systems, usually abbreviated DSS. So these assist middle managers with organizational processes when a large number of inputs are changing rapidly. So what are some uses of decision support systems, DSS? One of the first applications of a DSS was used in assisting United Airlines managers to assign incoming aircraft to gates at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Most decision support systems provide real-time guidance while the final decision is made by the manager. So don't think of these systems as making the decision, as think about the main decision support. It's just supporting a human in making the decision. Now, DSS, Decision Support Systems, DSS, are used extensively to assist medical personnel in diagnosing patient issues, farmers with crop irrigation and fertilizing, and also in the transportation industry. Can also be used in what we call SCM, supply chain management. So supply chain management systems have been changed dramatically with the addition of computerized communication and tracking software. So what are some components? So supply chain management generally consists of four components. The first is supply chain planning, planning the supply chain. The second is supply chain sourcing, thinking about that chain, the partners, suppliers, wholesalers, distributors, etc. The third is manufacturing and assembly, so think about the operations. And the fourth is supply chain logistics, so thinking about the delivery and return. So modern supply chain management software serves managers by maximizing the efficiency of each of these processes. So this are some examples. RFID, which you may have heard of, radio frequency identification, RFID. Tagging allows distribution managers to analyze the movement of materials through every step of the logistics processes. This supply chain visibility helps to eliminate what we call the bullwhip effect, whereby a small error in demand forecasting results in large errors in inventory and production. Now, what about marketing information systems? So marketing information systems, and we don't call this MIS because that would be confusing. Obviously, MIS is management information systems. So we say MKIS, which differentiates marketing information systems. So these systems assist managers by integrating numerous processes related to marketing management into a single computer system. So some of the data processes that this would encompass would be gathering marketing data. That's where we would start. Storing the data, obviously, in a database. Analyzing the data. And distributing sales and marketing information to appropriate users. Now, the information in MKS data, marketing research and environmental scanning, that would be, again, a couple of ways we could use it. Customer feedback, help to determine industry trends, and also advertising campaigns of competitors. So what about learning management systems, LMS? And of course, this is very appropriate, very poignant, considering we're at an educational institution, a university. So LMSs are used to manage academic processes at nearly all large educational organizations. So processes managed through an LMS include delivering and administrating class activities and assignments, tracking student performance through gradebook management, reporting student attendance and performance, and documenting student activity. Now, by far, the market leaders in LMS software in the US higher education with respect to, functionality, ease of use for instructors and for students are definitely Blackboard and Canvas, each with approximately a 30% market share. Now let's talk about ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning Systems. So these integrate the management of nearly all aspects of an organization. So thinking about all the different departments, all the different aspects, the components of an organization, different facets, all talking on the same page, communicating effectively with each other. So typically, ERP incorporates a suite of business applications into a unified system. The rapid adoption of ERP systems in many companies has resulted in IT costs to become the single largest category of expenses for US businesses. Now, with respect to supported applications, business applications supported and coordinated in ERP include finance and accounting. Makes sense because they're very related, very integrated. Human resource systems, production systems, logistics, for example, supply chain management systems, customer resource management systems, sales and marketing systems, and many others depending on the type of organization. Now, what about data analytics? We've all heard of data analytics, and how does that, work with MIS? So data analytics refers to interpreting the vast amounts of available data and translating this into effective decision making. Being able to draw conclusions from data allows managers to maximize a business's potential. With respect to function, MIS management information systems focus on creating algorithms that automate data gathering, data processing, and the communication of the interpreted data, or hopefully information, so that actionable information reaches decision makers as quickly as possible. And with respect to the advantages, the effective use of data analytics can help organizations to avoid bottlenecks in logistics or workflow and can help to identify inefficiencies more quickly. In essence, data analytics allow organizations to constantly improve performance. You may have probably, or you may have heard of video conferencing. Think about things like FaceTime for Apple, Zoom, Teams, Skype back in the day. So improved technology and increased internet bandwidth have precipitated a vast increase in the use of video conferencing. So what are some uses of video conferencing? Well, of course, we use them for meetings, possibly human resource interviews and training sessions, also perhaps sales conferences. Um, Probably the simplest examples of video teleconferencing include the use of apps such as we just said, Skype or FaceTime, while many businesses opt for the increased capabilities associated with video teleconferencing systems and software included with products and services such as Zoom or WebEx. And you think about for companies like, Zoom, WebEx, Teams, which of course is Microsoft, you think about the huge demand, this explosion in demand for your products. And now let's talk about telecommuting. So management information systems and the improved accessibility to high-speed internet makes telecommuting increasingly practical for many organizations. Telecommuting refers to working from home, from outside of the office, or from other remote locations, rather than traveling into a place of business to conduct work. Telecommuting has many positive attributes. Most employees appreciate the flexibility that telecommuting provides, just as many students prefer online classes to traditional face-to-face classes. Telecommuting can reduce traffic congestion and the associated pollution associated with regular commutes. Now, how AI could impact MIS. The current and future capabilities of artificial intelligence, which we abbreviate AI, have enhanced and accelerated the development of data analytics to improve efficiency in business operation and management decision making. As AI becomes integrated into management information systems, managers are able to notice deviations in productivity and find growth opportunities more quickly than before. Employees, including management, require uptraining or reskilling in these new technologies to use these tools effectively. Now, while AI will certainly prove a disruptive factor in the workplace, it will modify, but probably never eliminate the traditional role of a manager. I think it'll help the manager. I don't think it will supplant the manager. All right, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in a future video.